But it all began Monday at noon before our next fatality at 9 p.m. on Lake Hatchnahaw. We received 911 calls from the Poinciana area of a fight, and we will provide those 911 calls for you, where a caller was frantically saying there's a woman being beaten. He has drugged her back into the car. She's bleeding. You've got to stop him. I'm afraid he's going to kill her. And deputies are responding to the area with a description of a Mazda, a black Mazda. One of our deputies in the area sees the vehicle on Marigold, which runs at that location north and south out of Poinciana. The vehicle is southbound out of Poinciana. Our deputy gets behind the vehicle, lights it up in an attempt to stop it. Immediately upon us turning the lights on this vehicle, the suspect in the vehicle of the abduction, aggravated battery that they're telling us you got to stop this guy, immediately moves into northbound traffic and is going head on into traffic. So the deputy wisely turns off his lights and disengages the pursuit. He continues to drive southbound behind the vehicle as it flees from the attempted traffic stop. But he does not engage the vehicle. He does not keep up with the vehicle. But he's going in that direction as we're now looking for our victim to see if she's in the community or in the suspect's vehicle. At that moment in time, there's still the possibility that he holds this abduction victim in the vehicle. So he didn't want to just stop. He was following. He was driving down the road as the suspect pulled out of sight, hoping to get more information about is someone in the vehicle or not? Is there an abduction victim in the vehicle with this suspect? We have video that we'll show you in just a moment that clearly shows that as the vehicle zoomed past a home on Hatchnahaw, which is several miles from where all this began on Marigold, that you will see the suspect vehicle drive by at an extreme rate of speed. Then you will see other cars in the traffic flow driving down the road. Then you will see the deputy driving down the road without his lights, probably 3/10 of a mile behind, maybe 4/10 of a mile behind. But here's our suspect, Requiem Villona, V-I-L-L-A-L-O-N-A, Villona. He's 35 years of age. And we know that as he's fleeing at a great rate of speed, that he creates this crash that I'm about to describe to you on Lake Hatchnahaw Road. So if you follow what I'm going to tell you, this was a very complicated scene, and you'll understand why when I show you a picture of the vehicle in just a moment. As he's fleeing, he comes upon a black Ford 150 pickup truck, and he hits the rear of that vehicle. When he hits the rear of that vehicle, as they're both traveling westbound, he redirects the Ford F-150 as it spins in circles into the eastbound lane. As the Ford is spinning into the eastbound lane, then there is a vehicle, a Toyota Tacoma, that strikes the truck spinning in the road. The suspect in his vehicle is now launched airborne. The airborne vehicle then strikes a gray vehicle, the fourth vehicle. The Mazda is cut, and you'll see almost in half from front to rear. Our suspect is thrown out into the pavement and is obviously deceased. And we also have 2 fatalities in the gray Escape where he launched into their vehicle. So here are the vehicles. This is our suspect vehicle, and you can see it demolished. You can see it crashes into the Ford F-150, which is on the bottom here. This guy's killed. Just by the grace of God, there's 4 people in this Ford F-150 pickup truck, to include a 3-year-old baby, a 16-year-old girl, child, and 2 adults. None of them are injured at all. But as this vehicle spins around and is redirected in the eastbound lane, that's when the Toyota Tacoma is hit. There's 1 deceased in the Toyota Tacoma, and there's 1 injured. This vehicle, as a result of the energy, is catapulted into the air and lands into this vehicle, actually into the top of the vehicle, and tears that vehicle into shreds, as you can see. There's 2 deceased as a result of that out of that vehicle, and there's 2 that received significant injuries that were in this vehicle. It was total carnage. It's among the worst traffic fatalities we've seen in this county. It's important to point out that I had my traffic homicide team there, virtually all of them, if not all of them. And I've got well in excess of 100 years of experience investigating traffic homicide. And it took us hours and hours and hours and hours, and there's still work to be done to try to figure out which cars caused which crash and how did it occur. Had Villalona survived that crash, he would have been charged with 3 counts of vehicular homicide, as well as abduction or kidnapping or aggravated battery on what we find out after the fact is his girlfriend. His girlfriend had to be taken to the hospital as a result of the initial, which created the initial 911 calls, to be stitched up. She had a significant cut from the fight, and she refused to cooperate. And when we went back to serve a search warrant at the house, she's gone. She fled, totally not cooperating at all. So this 911 call was generated to help her, to keep her safe from this very violent guy who ultimately killed 3 people and himself with his crazy, wild, out of control actions because he wanted to beat and injure his girlfriend, did not want to stop when the deputies tried to stop him. So I'll